Hey, do you have any weird head trips after bariatric surgery? I know I do, and I'm going to confess all to you here today. So my big head trip after weight loss surgery is I have a habit of hoarding and hiding food. Now, I know that this goes back to when I was a little girl because, as a lot of you know, I started my first diet in 3rd grade. It was a doctor-directed diet, and that was the beginning of a lifetime of yo-yo dieting. So as a kid, I wasn't very often allowed treats like cookies, chips, and cakes. I mean, once in a while, but not like other kids. So it's like when I would go to my friends' houses and they had like after school snacks, I was like, oh, feed me. And anyway, I started this weird thing of hiding food in my room and just kind of hoarding stuff. So I'm sure this whole trip I have today probably stems from that. Do you know what I mean? Do you have anything like that? Is there anything that you hide or hoard? Let me know in the comments below. So anyway, there's 2 things that I hoard. So the first one is gourmet caramels. And I've got some right here. Here's my stash. Okay, this is just the first half of my stash. These are gourmet caramels. And the funny thing about this load is these are probably almost a year old. I mean, if I opened them up, I don't even know if they'd be good. They might even be hard, so I don't know. But it gives me peace of mind to know that I have this stash. But knowing that they might be hard, so I've continued to build my stash. Okay, so there's this place I go almost every week for takeout. It's a fish place. I go and I get my salmon and my veggies, but they have these jars of gourmet caramels at the checkout. So every time I go, I buy a couple caramels. This is how many I have now. And once in a while, maybe once a month, I'll have one. But it's like, I have to have my stash. And it's this weird thing that if I know they're there, it gives me this weird sense of comfort and control. I know that sounds crazy, but yeah, it has this calming, weird effect on me. But yeah, I like the control part. It's like they don't tempt me. I don't binge on them. I'm not like dipping into them every day. So I figure it can't be that bad, right? So then the other thing I hoard is cookies. So I love Girl Scout cookies, Thin Mints in particular. In fact, that's the only Girl Scout cookie I think I really even like. But so when was it? February, March? When did they sell them? Anyway, beginning of this year, they had their little booth outside the grocery store, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get 2 boxes. So I got 2 boxes, and I come home. And I know that they have to be out of sight because my husband will eat them if he sees them. So our refrigerator, the ice maker, has been broken for quite a while, and I've just been too lazy and too cheap to fix it, so I just get bagged ice. But anyway, there's the box that makes the ice in the freezer. It's at the top. It's this big container, and it's not, you can't see through it. It's not transparent. So since there's no ice in there, that's where I hid my Girl Scout cookies. Pretty smart, huh? Anyway, so I'm thinking I'm all smart and cool and whatever. So anyway, months pass and I go out of town to be with my mom when she was having surgery. I come back home and I wasn't home for long, and my husband looks at me and he's like, I have a confession to make. And I'm like, okay, what is it? Confession time. So anyway, he's like, I found your Girl Scout cookies. Oh, no! Cookie Monster comes out. Don't mess with my cookies. He didn't just find my cookies. He ate every last crumb of the entire 2 boxes. My cookies are gone. Anyway, so, you know, some guys, I don't think that they understand that Girl Scout cookies only come out 1 time a year. It's not like you can just run to the store and replace them. So anyway, I had a moment of, but then I actually laughed because I'm like, February, March will roll around again and I will have access to Girl Scout cookies. And who knows, I may have even made it all the way to next February or March without even breaking open the box. But again, it's just something that it gives me great calm and peace of mind and a sense of control, knowing that if I want it, it's there. And so anyway, I replaced it with peanut butter cookies, which again, they've been there for a good couple months and I haven't touched them, but if I wanted to, it's okay. I mean, just because we had gastric bypass surgery or vertical sleeve or whatever surgery you had, it doesn't mean that we can't indulge in goodies every now and then. I mean, I know that there's some things that don't interact well with some of our systems. But yeah, like, what do you think? Do you think that my weird head trip with my hoarding and hiding, do you think it's a bad thing? Or do you think it's a good thing if it gives me control? I mean, let me know below. What do you hide and hoard? Anyway, my thought is it's okay if it gives me a sense of control, if it helps me get through. And I mean, to be honest with you anyway, it's like the type of stuff I hoard, like caramels. I mean, how much sugar is in those? And Girl Scout cookies. I mean, that's, you know, I'm fortunate enough that my body only lets me have so much sugar without there being major consequences. So it's like, if I were to have more than 2 or 3 caramels, let me tell you, I would be so sick. Or if I were to have more than 4 or 5 of those little Girl Scout cookies, I would break out in a sweat, my heart would start pounding, and I would feel like I'm going to die. And then I do this thing where I have to go and pass out for 30 minutes from the sugar. I don't know if that's normal or not, but that's what happens to me. So I don't feel like I'm at a big risk of, you know, totally blowing it. And like I said, on the occasion that I have had a caramel, it's just been one. So totally in control. At least I think so. So anyway, I think that, you know, when it comes to right-sized living, there's all these shrinks and doctors and experts, and they're telling you, you know, they think that everybody has to live the same, and there's all these rules. And I've come to a point in my life on my right-sized living lifestyle that, you know, I've decided I'm in control and I get to make the rules, because there's no one size fits all in this. So I've created guidelines that work for me and help me maintain right-sized living and my happy weight and be in control. And allowing myself to hoard my caramels and cookies are part of my rules that just makes it work. So anyway, that's my opinion. And I'm curious if you have any rules or guidelines that you go by that you think help you. Share with all of us in the comments below. I mean, after all, we're all here to learn from each other, right? Okay, so until next time, live with purpose, live with courage, and live with delight.